today Riot has given us all the information for Masters Tokyo, so I'm going to be going through it with you all. Going to be doing pick'ems, going to be doing my top 10 that turned into top 16 just because there's too many good players, and yeah, we do what we want here, so that's how we're doing it. We'll roll with it. First, let's watch the video that they have given us, and then we'll talk about the format, the schedule, the groups, and everything like that.
Masters Tokyo is kicking off on June 11th. Here's what you need to know before the tournament begins. 12 of the world's best Valorant teams will meet in Tokyo to establish how the best of the best from the international leagues compare and preview the level of competition at Champions. Teams attending the event earn their spots by placing at the top of their international league or their regional competitions. The tournament will see representatives from the Americas, EMEA, and Pacific leagues, as well as 2 teams from China. Taking place from June 11th through the 25th, Masters will begin with a group stage, followed by an 8-team double elimination bracket. All matches will be best of 3, with the exception of the lower bracket finals and the grand final, which will be best of 5. The 12 teams who qualified for Masters Tokyo will be split into 2 groups. The 3 teams who finish first in their international leagues will be placed directly into the double elimination bracket. Additionally, the number 2 EMEA seed will also be placed in the elimination bracket as a result of their region winning lock-in and earning an additional slot. The remaining 8 teams will have to battle through a double elimination group stage. Each group will play through a 4-team double elimination bracket with 2 teams emerging from each of the 2 groups. Those 4 teams will then be randomly placed into the double elimination bracket where the top-seeded teams have been waiting. Teams from the same group will be placed on opposite sides of the bracket to prevent a repeat match early in the winner's bracket. The winner of this double elimination bracket will be crowned the Masters Tokyo champion.
All right, there we have it. There we have it. So this is the schedule as well. So schedule, rough time zone for me at least, but first time I've ever had to deal with this, so it's absolutely fine. We'll just get up a bit earlier. Gonna be a 4 a.m. start here. So yeah, all your time zones are here. You can work it out. And then obviously we start with the FUT EG game, which will be pretty interesting. And then obviously final on the 25th, best of 5, and lower bracket final as well on the 24th, best of 5. So everything is here if you want to check it out. In terms of the groups, right? So the bottom 8 are battling for the 4 spots, and the groups are pretty rough. Well, one group for me is definitely really rough. I think Group A looks like a nightmare. This looks like the group of death. We got NRG against Na'Vi for the first game. EDG T1. That's yeah, I think both of these are going to be hard. Again, I'm not watching the Chinese teams, so I don't know too much about them. I'm going in blind. I know everything pretty much about the other teams, been watching all their games, but yeah, the Chinese teams are going to be a bit of a question mark for me, but that's also going to be pretty fun going in blind, so I'm excited for that. Yeah, this is the standout game for me. And then honestly, if I'm DRX, I'm loving this group. I think this is the first time they've actually had like a one of the easier groups. They normally get wrecked and get the harder groups, so I'm excited to see how everyone performs. Then we go into it. We have what are we starting off with? We are starting off with this game first. So FUT EG is our first game, then DRX, Attacker's Soul, and then obviously NRG and Na'Vi. We have to wait 1 day for that one, but that is going to be an absolute banger game. And then we go into the playoffs where the top 4 teams are waiting. Obviously, Lock-in, Fnatic won, and then rightly so, they earned their own way into the top 8 by winning that one, so that worked out pretty well. And yeah, that's pretty cool. This is good to note as well. Winning region receives an extra slot at Champions. So basically, when we're all watching Last Chance Qualifier, whoever wins this, whatever region it is, you get 2 slots into Last Chance Qualifier. So if you're like a 100 Thieves fan or a Sentinels fan or something like that, you're kind of rooting for the Americas team. And then maybe if you're from Pacific, you're a GE fighting fan, then you're kind of hoping for PaperX or DRX to take it, and obviously same with EMEA. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be fun. Other little mini game that's kind of going in as well is obviously out of the 4 EMEA teams, only 3 of them can make it to champs. So there's a little mini game from FUT, Na'Vi, Fnatic, and Liquid. Whoever comes last out of these teams has to go through Last Chance Qualifier. And obviously it's going to be a rough route because they would have shown so much information, shown all their strats, all their maps, and they're going to have less time to prep. So yeah, don't want to don't want to be coming fourth out of the EMEA teams. That's for sure. Don't want to be last out of all of them. PICKEMs. I think this might be the hardest event, to be honest, that I've seen from PICKEMs. We're going to be doing my predictions against the bunny again, so we'll stay tuned for that one. Let's start it off with NRG against Na'Vi. I mean, I'm going to have to go with NRG. Na'Vi is such a big question for me at the moment because I know they haven't shown a lot of their stuff, but I still kind of have to go off of what I've seen. But yeah, I know how good they can be, and I think this could go either way. But NRG always lose their first game. That's the one thing that's making me want to pick Na'Vi. But I recency bias, I'm just going to go for NRG. EDG against T1. I love T1 at the moment. Again, I haven't watched much of EDG, only their past stuff that we've seen from original lands. So I'm going to have to side with T1 here. But I really like this team. I think T1's got really good in a very short amount of time. I thought they would maybe take a little bit longer to get this good. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Then I'm going to go for Na'Vi here. This would be bold. This would be very bold to put this. But I think I have to go with this. I think T1... I imagine T1... They looked so good against Paper Rex, that's the issue. And against DRX, to be honest. I'm kind of tempted to put them through and just... Do I do recency bias and put T1 through just because of Na'Vi doing the comps? I feel like this is one of those ones where this is the one that makes the most sense to me, but for some reason I think, okay, sure, we'll just do it like this. But again, this group's very hard to call, very, very hard to call. We'll go with my gut rather than my heart, I think, on that one. Have to say DRX for this. EG without Demon 1. Like, I have to go for Foot as well here. Again, I'm just going to put all the Chinese teams. Again, I know nothing about them, so I'm going to put all the Chinese teams as going out first, and then if they surprise me, it's a nice welcome surprise. DRX, I think, are going to flow through. You get the rematch, so Evil Geniuses already have all of the research on them. Big fan of Ethan. I think he's great, but honestly, I have to go with Foot here. I just think that this makes the most sense. And if we did get this, then we would have 4 EMEA teams in the playoffs, and then it would be kind of crazy. That EMEA match, if we got an EMEA versus EMEA match, the loser of that might have to go last chance qualifier. So yeah, this is what we'll go for. This is what we'll go for. Again, I don't feel confident with this one. Lock-in, I felt really confident we managed to get in like the top 1%. This is very hard to call. There's so many teams that I think can win this event. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. But yeah, Group A for me is the absolute one of the absolute group of death. Okay, and then we go to this. This is I spent too long doing this. I spent too long. I'm in an R-ing. Sorry, I just flashbanged you all. We'll just keep this small. So Aspas Durka, I couldn't work out who I wanted to put first out of these. I just feel like they're both on the same level. Sometimes I mean, I still don't know who I honestly truly think is better. So yeah, this is kind of my top 16 players to look out for. We've got Aspas Durka. Les, I just think, has been looking so good, consistent numbers, helping out with the IGLing as well. I think that he has insane impact at the moment. I think he's playing the best I've ever seen him play, so I've put him in third. Safe, solo carrying some maps in my eyes. Crazy numbers. I think his numbers would be a little bit more as well if it wasn't for that Koi game where they decided to put him on Breach and stuff like that. So yeah, have to put safe there. Something is coming in at number 5. I just think that he mechanically looks unbelievable, and he's just has some of the best aim I've seen. Obviously, I always talk about Scream being the best aimer. I'm a bit biased because I used to watch him in all of our practices, so I've just seen more of the crazy stuff that he can do. But when I watch something and I see how they use Reyna, I actually just think it's very, very viable, and it has to have someone who's consistently outrageously good, and he is that. Then I got Leo. I pretty much got all of Fnatic apart from Boaster. Obviously Boaster's very integral, but in terms of like who to look out for, these are the guys that you see on the leaderboard and coming out strong. So I've got Leo and Alpha next to each other. Leo, just think his util is incredible. I've got a lot of Fnatic here. I think Fnatic can do really good still. They've been saving a lot of strats in my eyes, or at least a lot of comps. I know how keen they can be, so I'm expecting new comps, seeing as we didn't get to see much from them. Mako, just been a consistent player, so I got him at number 8. 9, got Chronicle as well. I've actually got 10, I got Devi. I just feel like he's been unbelievable, so I put Devi in there. I've just been very impressed by Paper Rex, so I've got quite a few of them in here as well, with Forsaken, hearing that these two are kind of doing the calling together, Devi and Forsaken, so been impressed with Forsaken at the moment, just putting up crazy numbers on Flex. So yeah, very impressed with that. Then we got Ardis coming in at number 12. Crashies, just too many clutches for me to not put him in, just having super impact. Sugetsu, maybe Navi's been a little bit quiet, but I know how good he is. Yampi, I think, on the flex as well. And then we have double Forsaken, and this should be CNED. That's what I think it was going to be. Don't think he's had the best season, but he's been on Yoru all the time. So that is who I meant to put here. So yeah, I just wanted to put him in because I don't want to be the person with egg on their face when he just absolutely dominates. So I wanted to at least include his name here. Obviously, a lot of other names I could have put in here. But yeah, this is what I've gone for. I felt like I could have carried on adding numbers to this and more names, but I had to stop it at one point. Right, that's it. 11th of June is when the games start. I will see you all on my Twitch. I'm looking forward to it. It will be nice and early in the morning for me. So yeah, if you like this kind of content, subscribe, like, and leave a comment. And hopefully we should be doing more YouTube content. That's the plan, at least. All right, peace.